Hi guys, I'm Shani and you're watching It's Style Theory. So today I'm going to be talking about Pretty Little Liars Season 5 Episode 6, Run Allie Run. As usual, I'm going to do a review of the episode and I'm going to talk about my theories, and I do have some new theories. Yeah, so let's get started. But first I have to say, this is the first video ever that I'm filming with my new camera. It just came in the mail a few days ago and I'm super excited. So, in the beginning of the episode, an explosion happens in Toby's house. This actually happened at the end of the last episode. And then Toby runs in to see if anyone was in there, and then an even bigger explosion happens. But somehow Toby's okay. He does end up in the hospital, but he's okay, which is a little bit weird to me because that explosion was really big. Like, how did he survive that? But he did. The 5 girls each get a text from A, and Toby and Ezra are with them, so they don't have to keep that a secret from them, which is cool. The girls finally realize what I have been dying for them to realize since Shauna died. Shauna is not A, and they realize this, and they're like, oh, I guess A's still out there. Hannah and Caleb talk at a cafe about why A would want to blow up Toby's house. Caleb's being all mysterious and he's like not talking a lot and he's just being weird. Aria goes to Ezra's apartment again and she starts panicking. And Ezra decides that he's gonna look for connections between the girl who was found in Allie's grave, Bethany Young, and Mrs. DeLaurentis. So in the beginning of this episode, Spencer and her mom are still staying at the hotel. Spencer goes home to get some books and she runs into her dad and she confronts her dad. She's like, Dad, we know you lied about where you were that night. And she basically says that she thinks that he killed Mrs. D, and he's like, I would never do that, even if I think that you killed someone. And Spencer's like, I didn't kill anyone. So Spencer's dad tells her that he and Melissa were driving to a lake to talk, but he doesn't say what they were talking about and he doesn't say why he lied about it. So Spencer and Aria are eating lunch together. Before the other 3 girls come, Spencer figures out that there's something going on between Aria and Ezra, and Aria lies about it. I'm like, Aria, why are you lying about you and Ezra again? It's literally like the 10th time that this has happened. Then the other 3 girls join them and Allie gets a video from A, and it's a video of her mom being buried and a message that says, I buried your mom like I watched her bury you. So Allie considers leaving town now because they know A's back and she doesn't feel safe anymore. And if you ask me, Allie's the only one that's actually acting smart, like, in their group right now, because she knows that A is someone they need to be afraid of. She knows A's out there, and she knows that hiding would probably be a good idea. Spencer visits her friend Andy at Radley, hoping to get answers on Bethany, who apparently was at Radley at one point, and he can't tell her anything. Travis stops by Hannah's house because she forgot about their date, and he seems annoyed as usual. When is he not annoyed? Allie goes to stay with Hannah. I think it's kind of strange that Allie's dad is just letting her go everywhere, but whatever. He wasn't even in this episode. So Hannah decides to help Allie leave without telling the other girls, and we figure out later that it's because she kinda still wants Allie gone. And she tells this to Caleb, and she also asks him, hey Caleb, what happened to you in Ravenswood? And he doesn't tell her, of course. So Emily talks to Paige in the locker room at school, and she gets Paige to basically tell her who else is on Mona's team. So Paige tells Emily that Melissa and Lucas are helping Mona. Emily tells Hannah, and Emily and Hannah get in an argument, and Emily goes to Allison's house because she wants to stop her from leaving. And thank God she went when she did, because Allie's dad wasn't home, but someone else was in the house with her, and we all saw. It was probably A, but it was like a black hoodie person, and they attacked Allison. I thought they were actually trying to kill Allison. It seemed like if Emily hadn't have gotten there at that exact time, Allie wouldn't have made it. And Allie didn't want to tell the police. I really wish they would just tell the police, tell their parents what's going on. Like, at this point, they've literally tried like everything else. Why won't they try trusting the police and trusting their parents for once? Like, I feel like that would actually be a good idea. So Aria goes back to Ezra's apartment to help him look for clues, and the detective lady, whose name I can't remember, comes to his apartment. That's a surprise. And she's like, I need to talk to you. And Aria hides, and she's like, I need to ask you some questions about Shauna. And, oh yeah, also, I found this package on your doorstep. Here you go. She leaves, and Ezra and Arya open the package, and it's this drawing of Mrs. D with like this demon thing and this sword, and they're like, who left this here? And Ezra's like, oh, I can look on my security camera. And so they look on the security camera, and it's like the most shocking thing ever. It's Andy that left the package. And I have some theories on this. It's probably, a lot of people probably have the same theory, but I'm just gonna say it now. So, later on, when the rest of the girls find out about Andy and the drawing and how he couldn't tell Spencer anything, or he wouldn't, I find it strange that they never asked the question of, unless I'm missing something here, why weren't they wondering how Andy even knows Ezra, how he even knows Ezra has anything to do with any of this, and how he knows Ezra can help? Why would he leave the package on Ezra's doorstep? That's the only question they asked. They didn't even ask how Andy knows Ezra or why, like, yeah. So, that's something we need to know. I have this theory now that Andy could be 1, on the A-team, 2, big A, or 3, just a murderer. Because he's a character that's been in the show for a while. He's someone that can hide in like plain sight. He's someone that knows all the people that have been murdered because he's been working at Radley, and most of them have stayed at Radley. He works at Radley, that's a big thing, and he knows Mona, and he knows Ren, who I've been suspecting lately. There are a lot of things that could add up to him having to do with like the murders and the A-team. So Spencer gets her parents together at a restaurant, but it doesn't really help because she finds out later that her and her mom are moving back home, but her dad's moving out. And it's a really sad scene because she's really upset about it. And I would be too. So near the end of the episode, A tells Allie in a message that if she leaves town, she's gonna die. This makes me sad because I don't want Allie to die, but it also makes me a little happy because I didn't want her to leave town. Hannah and Travis sort of, almost, maybe break up. Travis is kind of annoying me. Arya volunteers at what appears to be Radley, unless they actually said it was Radley and I just missed that part. Allie and Emily are leaving. The detective lady comes to their house and says that Allie and her dad need to go down to the office and answer some questions about Shauna and where exactly her and the girls were in Philadelphia that night. Then in the very last scene of the episode, we see the black hoodie person, or A, write a condolence letter to Bethany Young's family, and there's a big bouquet of flowers. This person looks like a female, and they're wearing a black veil. I think this is the same person that was the mysterious lady at Allison's funeral. So, that was the episode. What did you guys think of this episode, and do you have any new theories now? Comment them below. Before season 5, I was talking a lot about how I had the twin theory, and I felt really strongly about it. Now I'm feeling less strong about the twin theory, just because of what's been happening, and the writers haven't been dropping any more clues that might be real. And now we know who's in Allie's grave. Bethany Young could still be Allison's twin, but she also could be just a random other person. I liked this episode. I think the show is really like picking up its pace, getting better, and yeah, those are my thoughts on this week's episode. If you guys like this review, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe because I upload new PLL reviews every week. Also, if you like daily vlogs, visit my main channel, link in the description. I upload videos to my main channel every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay, I'll see you guys next time. Until then, can you keep a secret? But across the street, a bus pulls up and Jenna gets off, and we see that Jenna is back in town. So Toby gets a call from Jenna when he's with Spencer, and apparently Toby and Jenna aren't really on good terms. Jenna moved to New York.